welcome to Scientia Science and this video on different types of gong. In this video we're going to look at the various types of gongs that are available out there in the gong world. Please note that we won't be looking at every type of gong out there. This will be an enormous task. For instance, there are at least 25 different types of Chinese gong, and Western gong makers are introducing new types all the time. Instead, we'll group them into various types and just take an overview in this video. Future videos will look at these gongs in a bit more depth. For further information about different types of gongs, go to the Scientia Science website, where you can find out more information plus a resource list with the website addresses of many gong makers. So for the purposes of classifying the different types of gong, we'll be using the following headings: symphonic gongs, planetary tune gongs, element gongs, artisan gongs, and tuned gongs. Symphonic gongs are also known as tam-tams by percussionists and musicians. They have a flat or slightly convex face, either with a turned over rim or without. The term symphonic gong comes from the German firm of Planetary, who introduced these gongs from the late 1940s. They were primarily intended for use in symphony orchestras, hence the term symphonic. In more recent years though, the sound healing world has adopted a more esoteric interpretation, meaning a symphony of sounds due to the wide range of harmonics and tones produced by these instruments. But the correct interpretation is for use in a symphony orchestra or symphonic music. They're available in a wide range of diameters from 20 inches or 50 centimetres up to nominally 60 inches or 152 centimetres, though Planetary produced the world's largest commercially produced gong at 80 inches or 2 metres in diameter. These gongs are characterised by their sustained loud crash, full of harmonics and frequencies, and their very quiet booming fundamental notes, especially in the larger sizes. They're made by a whole range of companies, including Planetary, Gongs, who also make gongs for Meinl, the Italian firm of UFIP, Tone of Life, Gongland, and a whole raft of independent gong makers. Symphonic tam-tams, Universe, Cosmo and Cosmos are other names by which symphonic gongs are known. Western symphonic gongs are normally made from nickel silver brass, stainless steel and occasionally bronze. Eastern gongs are the chow, wind and heng variety, can also be termed symphonic. Indeed, the chow gong is the preferred tam-tam for most of the world's orchestras, including most of continental North American orchestras, many of the Premier League European orchestras such as the Berlin Philharmonic, the Vienna Philharmonic and the Amsterdam Concertgebouw Orchestra. The chow gong is in fact the oldest type of gong in the world. Its origins can be found in the Han Dynasty China, dating from around 200 BC. It's commonly recognised because of its black copper oxide centre spot and an outer rim with a lathed intermediate area. It's possible to get versions of the chow gong with various degrees of lathing, from none to completely lathed, from the US firm of Gongs Unlimited, or from China from Arboreous Cymbals and Gongs. Chow gongs also produce a wide range of harmonics from booming lows to crashing highs, but tend to be drier and earthier than their Western counterparts. Another popular gong is the wind or feng gong. These are a convex shape with no turned over rim and are fully lathed on both sides. Said to represent the wind blowing through bamboo groves, they also produce a wide range of frequencies and tones, although lighter in feel than their chow cousins. Eastern symphonic gongs such as chow, heng and wind gongs are made from bronze. In the late 1980s, Paiste, in conjunction with the German musician and sign researcher Jens Seiger, started to develop a range of planet gongs aimed at sign therapy and meditation practitioners. In appearance, they look just like symphonic gongs, but when they're played, they have a much stronger fundamental tone. This fundamental tone is tuned to a specific pitch based on a natural harmonic series derived from the orbital properties of the Sun, Moon, Earth and other planets and planetoids in our solar system. These frequencies were calculated by Swiss mathematician Hans Cousteau and explained in his book The Cosmic Octave, The Origin of Harmony. The gongs themselves are tuned an octave and occasionally 2 octaves below Cousteau's frequencies. This Paiste Mars gong, for instance, is actually tuned to 72.36 Hz, an octave below the Cousteau tuning of 144.72 Hz, and is roughly equivalent to the musical note D2. In reality, the tuning is not that stable and is rapidly lost, especially by overplaying. These gongs are usually seen with an astrological symbol for the planet in question, but not all manufacturers do this, and the symbols themselves can be a very loose interpretation of the astrological sign depending on the manufacturer. Suppliers of planet gongs include Paiste, Meinl, Artisan, Gongland and Universe Gong in Portugal. The original Element gongs started out as creations of the Paiste company. They introduced their sound creation gongs during the 1970s and early 1980s. Initially, a set of 10 prototype gongs were created as a result of these early experiments. These prototypes were then presented to various audiences in seminars, music schools, etc., who then filled in questionnaires asking them to describe a representation of the sound. The gongs were then grouped together according to these sounds and other esoteric feelings, and then using descriptions like sun, moon, fire, etc. The original range consisted of 10 gongs plus 4 versions of the number 3 earth gong. At the present time, only the 4 earth gongs plus the numbers 8, 9 and 10 chakra gongs are available. Other manufacturers of element gongs include Gongland and Tone of Life, with both companies offering very, very similar gongs because the master gong maker were the same at one point. Also, the Chinese Chai Gong makes a very good earth gong, and the Wing Gong is naturally associated with the element of air. A number of independent gong makers also offer element-related gongs. There are a whole host of independent or artisan gong makers out there, all making very unique gongs of different metals and designs. There are at least 25 individuals that I'm aware of. Names include Michael Milas and Steve Hubbard from the United Kingdom, Ryan Sheliday and Shonacito in the United States, Wom Gongs and Grotto Sonora in Italy, Martin Blaise in Germany and Blau Gongs in Argentina, just to name a few. These guys work in a variety of metals, which include stainless steel, nickel silver, phosphor bronze, brass and titanium. The gongs are often one-offs, highly individualistic and featuring striking visual colours and designs, such as this Michael Milas Celtic Tree of Life gong. most gongs have an element of tuning or basic fundamental note, this is not very strong in most cases, if at all discernible. There are, however, certain gongs that have a very strong fundamental tone and very little in the way of overtones and frequencies. We call these tuned gongs to distinguish them from other gong types, which are essentially tam-tams. Their physical appearance differs too from other gongs. They often have a prominent boss or nipple on their centre, hence their alternate name of bossed or nipple gongs. They often have a deep rim too. They're the indigenous gong of Southeast Asia, which include examples made in Thailand, Burma, Vietnam, Laos, the Philippines and Malaysia, and especially Java and Bali, which are the homes of the gamelan gongs. Pipes used to produce a range of tuned or boss gongs. The range was spread over 4.5 octaves, ranging from C2 to F6. Each gong had a specific fundamental note, very bell-like, but had a tendency to splash when played loudly. The range is no longer available due to the limited repertoire for tuned gongs in orchestral music and the availability of cheaper tuned gongs from Southeast Asia. However, Gongland in Germany are now producing planet gongs based on the boss gong, and it is likely that as sound therapists look to particular frequencies for their work, that more tuned gongs will become available. So you can see from this video that there are plenty of gongs to choose from. In the next video, I'll be making some recommendations for a first gong based on the symphonic type of gong. Until then, take care and thank you for watching.